Hey Yuri, welcome to the GAC RMHC Golf Classic. Just want to give you an opportunity here to view your swing at regular speed. We'll let that play on through. We'll put you back in your dress position, and we'll go ahead and take a look at a few things for you. So while we got you back here in your setup, dress position looks pretty solid. Your spine's nice and straight and on a slight tilt. Legs come down into a nicely unlocked position. Arms hang down nice and naturally off your tilted spine. The golf club works out to the ball, so achieving pretty decent posture there in association with good balance. Let's go ahead and also take a look at your alignment. You see your feet aiming in this direction here. Carry that out towards the intended target. Now theoretically your club face is supposed to run parallel to your feet. Parallel lines on camera would have an appearance of converging. So what we can see here is that you're set up pretty much right down the center of the fairway, so that looks great. Let's go ahead and do a little split screen comparison here between you and Jordan Spieth. Got some color-coded lines here on the screen just to use as a visual reference as it pertains to swing plane. As we initiate our takeaway, we want to draw the golf club back by creating good shoulder rotation, bringing the arms and hands back as well as the club. We want to see the club coming back along the red line on plane. Through the early stages of the golf swing, we want to start to incorporate some good wrist hinge into play, where we're going to transition the club head from being below our hands now to being above and behind our hands. From here, we're going to work the club from red up towards the blue-yellow V zone. When we finally set the golf club at the top of the backswing, we want to have our left arm and our club on the yellow line, anywhere within the blue-yellow V zone, or physically on blue, as we can see with Jordan Spieth. We'll also want to create full shoulder rotation. We want to do this about a very stable right leg. Let's go ahead and watch you initiate your takeaway here. You draw your hands back very, very nicely, rotating your shoulders, bringing the golf club back on a beautiful plane at this point in time. It looks really, really good. Hopefully we see continued shoulder rotation, start to incorporate some wrist hinge into play. So good job through there. And let's work this golf club right to the top and see where you set yourself. So when you finally get to the top of the backswing, turn your shoulders very, very well. Stable right side, although you do have a tendency of locking your right leg up. So let's go back down to dress. So you have a little bit of flex there, and then the right leg really locks up to the top of your backswing. Arms are in pretty good geometry relative to your core, and the club's in pretty good position relative to your arms. So I'm okay with the set position here. It looks good. Let's go ahead and watch our transition back into the ball. Simply want to move our weight from our right foot to our left. Fire our knees and our hips to the target laterally. Unwind the core and fire the hands. And doing so, we got to make sure we're bringing the golf club from wherever we set it within the blue-yellow V zone back down on top of red, which is where the club originated. And that's exactly what we see here with Jordan Spieth. The golf club has returned right back to being on plane. The other thing we want to observe at this stage of the golf swing is the relationship between the lead form and the golf club. Refer to this as a backwards check mark. Simply means we're coming into the ball with the club head above and behind our hands, which is going to allow us to create a lot of power in our golf swing, let alone the ability to hit the ball straight due to the fact, again, the club has returned back to plane, which is a main criteria in being able to produce straight golf shots. Let's go ahead and watch your transition back into the ball. Unfortunately, we have an over-the-top move right here. Your hands shoot down yellow out towards blue. As soon as your hands make that over-the-top move, there's just no way the golf club is going to return back to plane. So we can see here your golf club is here. The golf club definitely is not returning back towards the red line. And when we go to the next frame, we're going to see this club fall further out in front, which we do right there. And unfortunately, that golf club is going to be attacking the ball from outside to inside. So if we go ahead and connect the dots, we can get a really good visual as to the steepness of your descending plane right here. Versus what we see with Jordan Spieth. The golf club again returned back to plane in this vicinity and then tracked into the golf ball directly from the red line. And as I already stipulated, this is what allows us to hit a straight shot in accordance to our alignment. Lastly, assuming that the club face squares up via having a good grip. So at this point in time, seeing that the downswing planes are vastly different, we can take a look at the path of the club. We can see with Jordan, his club is inside the ball, expanding out to make contact. Club moves through on a nice natural subtle arc. Your club is stuck outside the ball, dropping down across to make contact. So we can see the path at which that club traveled on. So very simply put, if we square the club face up to that swing path, obviously what's going to happen here is we're going to pull the ball significantly to the left. If we over-release the club relative to this path, not only do we pull it, but now we're going to hit a bit of a pull draw or a pull hook, depending on how much that club face released. If we leave the club face a little open, then we can block the ball a little bit out towards the intended target. Obviously, by doing that, the club face was a little bit open, and we can obviously produce a little bit of a fade that will stay on line. If we leave the club face too open, we block the ball even further right, incredibly considering the fact that we're swinging left. Therefore, the face had to be wide open, and that's going to impart a ton of left-to-right spin, and we're going to produce some kind of a block slice. So the end result of your golf shot is dictated based on the timing of the club face. When the golf club is attacking the ball from outside, striking the ball and moving to the inside, if we square the face or release it, it follows red. Under release it, it follows blue. Time it perfectly, it'll follow yellow, and everything will turn out. We can see here our point of impact. Just want to pay attention to the footwork. See your right heel's off the ground, looks great. Exactly the same as Jordan Spieth. And then we can see as we move through this golf shot, his right heel keeps coming up off the ground on the toe of the right foot. We can count all the spikes in his shoe, gets his weight to his left side, allows his hips to square around, and the shoulders to fully rotate with the hands high and the club back in behind us. Let's watch and see what you do on your way through with your footwork here. So that's good movement with your footwork, allowing yourself to carry yourself through to a good finish. Looks really, really good. I want to bring it back down to address here. I just want to pay attention to the club face and see what the club did actually through impact. So because the club is stuck so far outside, the club didn't drop down and across enough. You hit the ball off the low inside heel, and looks like you're sort of almost driving the ball down low. Yeah, no trajectory, and definitely to the left, because the club face is squaring up to your path. So again, you'll always hit this ball better when you get the ball on the face of the club, not the heel of the club. You'll also hit the ball better when you get the ball hit higher on the face than lower on the face. So when you have the ability to get that ball in the center of the face and up a little higher, you're definitely probably still going to start the ball left. The ball will fade a little, and that's probably the kind of golf shot you see when you hit the ball well. But unfortunately, it does require a lot of timing on your part to reproduce this over and over and over and over. Anyways, overall, you do have some nice athletic qualities with your golf swing. I mean, your hands work really well. They come back and they fire through. Your core works well. You coil, you uncoil. You've got good footwork allowing you to get through to a good finish. Your alignment's pretty solid right there, as well as your posture and your balance. The biggest issue is if you want to become a better ball striker, we definitely have to reduce this over-the-top move when you get set here with the hands shooting out in front of you, which influences the club. The club comes in steep, attacks the ball from out to in, swings across. At that point in time, you really got to manipulate with the club face in order to produce that power fade, assuming that, again, we get the ball on the face of the club. Okay? Anyways, if at any point in time you ever want to work on any of these aspects, I'm over at Glen Abbey in Oakville. Be happy to structure a program for you. Also, if you're involved with any golf tournaments at all and you guys are looking for a unique gift to provide your guests, feel free to reach out. Be happy to discuss my swing analysis services. Anyways, hope you had a fantastic day, and hope you enjoyed getting an opportunity to see your swing on video. Take care.